Hey, what is going on, guys? It is my little share back for GBA Week 6 Team Builder against Danza and his Los Angeles Nidokings. He is from the TokenMinorities, so make sure you go check them out in the description down below. They definitely make some unbelievable content, and Jolt was in last year's D-league as well as making the progression into this year's main league where he made semi-finals. So definitely a quality player, and you can learn a lot on that channel. We're going over this match. This is a really important win for us, a week for us. If we can win against Danza, well, hopefully we can, then we're going to be in a much better spot, sitting at 4-2 looking at playoffs. And the thing is my first 7 weeks are probably the hardest in the league, in my opinion. I feel like I've got a lot of the top teams in my first 7 weeks. So if I can come out of these first 7 weeks positive, and if I win this week, that ensures 100% that I am positive going into my week 7 match against Zazo. If we lose, we then have to play Zazo week 7, and there's a good chance, let's be honest, we are going to go 3-4 in that match, as he's got a lot of motivation at the moment. But you never know. There's always a chance we can put out the win against Zazo. Danza is also one of the top teams, so would be making our mark on this on the league. So really hoping we can pull out a win. It is a very important match for us this week. It would put us in a really great position for playoffs, I'm not gonna lie. So as you guys can see, Danza's team is really good. It has a few problems, but let's go over his team. So we've got the Tornado and the Weavile, the Toxapex, the Tangrowth, the Marowak, the Mega Gallade, the Jolteon, the Silvally, the Mesprit, the Drampa, and the Steelix. Really solid team. The things I'm seeing that are kind of problematic for my opponent in this match is that his only forms of rocks are Mesprit, Steelix, and Marowak. So that means one of those three kind of has to come, in my opinion, because I do have a Zard Y, and although he does have a Toxapex which kind of hard walls the Zard Y, there are ways where I can get around the Toxapex with my Zard Y that I'm not going to go into right now because I'm not bringing it, and maybe if we play in playoffs, I could potentially bring it. Who knows? So yeah, I completely lost my trail of thought. I am so sorry. He has to bring one of those three, in my opinion. If he doesn't, then I'll be a little bit kerfuffled, but it won't matter because not having rocks is really great for me. His only other form of hazards is the toxic spikes from Toxapex, and I do have Gengar that I'm bringing on this team. So I feel good about hazards this match. I need to be able to getting hazards up on my own. That's one problem with my team. The other problem with my opponent's team is his only form of hazard removal are the Tornadus and the Silvally, which is kind of crazy. So I don't know if Danza actually wants to bring hazard removal this week. I don't think he wants to bring it on the Torn. For sure, I think Tornadus is coming, but I don't know if he wants to be using a move slot for Defog on Torn this week, which means maybe Silvally is going to come, but then he loses out on something, which is annoying for my opponent. So to be honest, the 6 I'm expecting my opponent to bring are the Tornadus, the Weavile, the Toxapex, the Tangrowth, and the Mesprit. I think those are the best 6. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. There's some fireworks. There's a celebration in my town today. Me and Danza are actually supposed to play today, but I decided we actually couldn't play, so I decided to take this opportunity to record my team builder. So that's pretty nice. Recording before the match is always better, in my opinion. And yeah, those are the 6 I'm expecting from Danza. I like Mesprit in this matchup. It has some bulk, so it can take a hit from Zygarde. And some of my other mons, to be honest. But the Marowak could come instead of the Mesprit, or even the Silvally could come in one of those places as well. It just depends how he wants to build his team. The 2 that I'm not really expecting, if I'm being honest, I'm not really expecting Jolteon or Steelix. Jolteon can come, but I've got 2 ground types. I've got a grass type, I've got a Snorlax, like all of which just absolutely chew hits from Jolteon. Like Snorlax absolutely chews the hits. And Snorlax is definitely a bring I could bring for the Tornadus. So it would surprise me if my opponent brought the Jolteon, I think. And Drampa is kind of meh. It could be used as a Zard check, but I feel like Toxapex or potentially Marowak do that a little bit better in this matchup. A big shout out to my team. The Z Tornadus plus the combination of Mega Gallade and Weavile is really dangerous for me, I'm not gonna lie. Mega Gallade and Weavile can really wear down each other's checks. So like when Weavile goes down, I have nothing for Gallade. When Gallade goes down, I have nothing for Weavile. But I do have ways of counteracting that, plus the fact that Mew is kind of my best Gallade check, and Weavile Pursuit traps that. The other thing is Gallade gets both knockoff and the Exeter, so I'm expecting Exeter this match just because he does have the Pursuit Weavile where he can try and burn the Cobbleberry that I could potentially have, and if I don't have that, then he's going to know I'm Kangaroo and he's going to be doing a lot to me. So those are the kind of the biggest threats to my team. Let's go over the team that I did decide to bring to this matchup. So first up we have Zygarde, the Zydaddy the Zygarde. I need to re-get my mons because I actually gemmed them for the match and I forgot to nickname them. So we're going to nickname them as we go. We've got Zydaddy the Zygarde with Dragonium Z, Aura Break, Dragon Lance, 1000 Arrows, Outrage, and Extreme Speed. This is basically my win con. Really simple Zygarde set. If you look at this team, it absolutely smacks everything. The only thing I really need to have weakened down is I need Weavile weakened down to a point where it's in +1 Extreme Speed range, and I need Tangrowth weakened down to where it's in range of Z Dragonium. As my opponent doesn't really have the best dragon answers, if I'm being honest. It's kind of a shame that Zygarde doesn't get reliable dragon stab, but I can use Outrage if he's only got a few mons left in the game. Other than that, I'm going to be able to pick everything off. If I can get everything in Extreme Speed weight and win that way, that would be kind of nice for me. So yeah, it just works out really nicely. As a whole, as his team is quite physically frail, to be honest. Like Jolteon is quite physically frail, Gallade is way more physically frail than it is on the special side. Tornadus is going to go down to 1000 arrows, Weavile is going to go down to Extreme Speed, Toxapex is going to go down to 1000 arrows, so it's just the Tangrowth, same with Marowak, and then Silvally, maybe he could bring like Silvally Grass, but I just feel like Tangrowth is the better bring overall. I feel like Silvally, if Silvally comes, it could be Fairy, potentially, but then it loses to Gengar, so I don't really like that. It could be Dark if he wants to beat my Mew and my Gengar. It could also potentially be Dragon, but I feel like Drampa is a better thing there. But Grass could potentially come over the Tangrowth if he wants the Ice Beam for the Zygarde, because Zygarde does definitely chew one Hidden Power Ice from a Tangrowth. So that would definitely be nice. Mesprit as well, gonna need a bit of chip on that, but it's gonna take a lot from 1000 arrows. Drampa is gonna just drop, to be honest. 1000 arrows doesn't have the best physical bulk, and if I have to go for an outrage, I will. And Steelix is gonna take a decent amount from 1000 arrows, although it is incredibly bulky, Steelix, on the physical side. So I am actually gonna need some chip on that thing, but like I said, I don't really see it coming in this matchup. So next up is Mew. I really like this Mew set. Originally I had Vacuum Wave leftovers, but we'll see how the Cobbleberry Aura Sphere pays off. I do think it is better in this matchup, because if he goes for the Pursuit on the Mew, expecting me to switch out, then it also means I don't have to have a Nasty Plot off to kill the Weavile. But the thing is, if I do get Nasty Plot off, then Vacuum is better, but this is better without the Nasty Plot, which is really nice for my team. If I get Webs up with my Slurpuff, this thing goes in against his team, because I am going to outspeed the Weavile, I am going to outspeed the Gallade, and I can chew hits from the Tornadus and get some real big boy damage off, and I'm at +2. So I am max HP because I do want to be taking some hits a lot better. To be honest with you guys, taking the hits is a little bit more useful. I can set up on the Toxapex, I can probably set up on the Tangrowth, if I'm being honest. I take a hit from the Gallade if he's knockoff, I take a hit from Weavile as well, so that's definitely really nice for my team. You can definitely wear down some things like, if he has like AV Torn, bulky Torn, then that will get that in Zygarde's range. Potentially if he decides to leave his Tangrowth in, which I don't think would be a good play, you can get the damage I need off on the Tangrowth. Other than that, everything is going to get absolutely smacked, except for maybe Mesprit, but again I need damage on that for Zygarde, and Mew can get that damage for me. And if he does bring Silvally the Dark, then the Aura Sphere is going to be really great for that. So next up is Slurpuff, or one of my first Weavile / Mega. It's kind of my first. Thing is, Mew can also kind of check the Weavile and the Mega Gallade. Like I'm able to do a lot of damage to both, which is really nice. And then Slurpuff is going to be my second check to the Weavile and the Mega Gallade. I am max defensive. I don't feel like he's bringing Poison Jab this game, because I feel like he wants close combat. Mew, something to hit Mew, whether it's X-Scissor or knockoff. I feel like he wants Shadow Sneak for my Gengar, and then I feel like he wants Sword Dance. The other thing he could want is Zen Headbutt, to just hit my team all round or really nicely, or Ice Punch to ensure that Zygarde can't set up on the Gallade. He could also go with 4 attacks, and then if he brings PJ up, that could be kind of problematic. But I should be able to get a D-Gleam off, which should do a decent amount, and definitely put it in range of Mew, and on my Spirit Tomb, which you're going to be able to see is going to be able to check Mega Gallade really quite well. So the reason I decided to have leftovers on this thing over Kebia is because I actually prefer it as a Weavile switch in, and I don't think he goes for P-Jab on the Weavile this match, and getting Dazzling Gleam off on the Weavile will be able to put it in E-Speed range for my Zygarde, which is really nice for me. Getting Webs up could be clutch this game, but it's not a necessity, which is what I really like about this team. It's really nice for Mew, it's kind of nice for Zygarde, and if he is Flame Orb, Quick Feet, Jolteon, which he could be to go modest, I could definitely see him doing that, then it's really good for my Zygarde with that, and my Gengar is going to be able to outspeed that thing. As I am Choice Scarfed. So that's basically the set. Wish Protect. I can wish into my Rotom as well, which is really quite vital because Rotom is the only thing that on my team that can really take hits from the Torn. So I need to try and keep it healthy, and it's not going to be easy to keep Rotom healthy, as Torn can do some decent chip on it, especially if it has the right coverage and it's got Z move and stuff. So I can wish into my Tornadus, into my Rotom, which is really nice. So next up is the Gengar with the Choice Scarf, Curse Body, Destiny Bond, Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Hidden Bar fighting. I don't need the Focus Blast. Focus Blast is kind of nice for something like Silvally Dark and for the Steelix, but I just don't want to miss on the Weavile. I don't want to miss on the Weavile, and Hidden Bar fighting is going to take out a 116 HP Weavile, which is what I'm expecting from Danza this match. So that's really nice. Destiny Bond is in case something gets out of hand, like Weavile, I don't know, SD Gallade without Shadow Sneak, anything really. It's just there for the surprise factor. I really like Scarf D-Bond on Gengar. I think it's a really, it's just a niche move. I don't need to go for it sometimes, but if I do need to go for it, it can save me games against setup mon, so that's really nice. Next up, and this thing just has really good, he doesn't enjoy Gengar's good dual stabs. So next up is Rotom. I am pretty speed def with a decent amount of speed. Volt Switch, Hyper Pump, Pain Split, and Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave is for, like, if I'm in on Tornadus, I can click Thunder Wave in case he wants to stay in or something. I'm going to get 2-wave on that, which is really nice for me. Even on the Weavile or the Gallade, it just gives me more speed control. It does tilt hacks slightly in my favor. I did consider, and I'm still considering Toxic for the Tangrowth, because that would be really nice to get it in range for my Zygarde, but I ended up going against it just because I figured that getting Thunder Waves would be really nice. If I needed to Thunder Wave like a Toxapex or something to be able to wear it down, say my Zygarde and my Mew go down, then we could potentially see me needing to Thunder Wave that thing and get a bit of luck in my favor with the Gengar or with the Spirit Tomb, which you're going to see. So next up is actually a surprise wink on here in my Spirit Tomb with leftovers, Carmine, Ret, Sleep Talk, and Shadow Ball. It does really good against his team, actually. I can switch in on Gallade kind of comfortably. Shadow Ball is super effective against Gallade, so we did go with that over the Dark Pulse. That was definitely the right bring. Originally I had Dark Pulse on there, but Shadow Ball is definitely better. If he brings the Drampa, then I am hard-walled by the Drampa. But like I said, I'm not really expecting Drampa in this particular matchup. And if I do, I've got like Slurpuff, I've got Mew, and I've got Zygarde, so kind of happy with that. Taking that risk in this matchup. I can beat his team. Weavile is kind of the one thing that can beat me, but if I start getting Calm Minds up, if he's not expecting it, then I'm going to be doing a decent chunk of Weavile, and to be honest, I'm trying to win my Zygarde, so if I can get Weavile in Extreme Speed Rain from Zygarde, that's really good for me, and that's going to be something that I can definitely take advantage of in this matchup. So that is going to be the team. Kind of a short one this time, not really too much to talk about. The matchup is an interesting one. Hopefully I'm taking advantage enough of the holes in Danza's team, because the other thing is once he sees Wish Protect Slurpuff, he may not be expecting the Sticky Web, so he may feel more inclined to sack his Silvally. If he does bring that and choose to have Defog on that, then he may feel more inclined to sack it, and I'm perfectly happy going for late game webs and winning with Mew. So let's see what happens in the game. We are playing tomorrow. I'm going out tonight. It's going to be a heavy one, so hopefully I'm okay for the match tomorrow. Let's hope so. We're playing at 7 my time, so it should be a good one. But that is going to be all from me today, guys. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please leave a like rating down below. If you are feeling like an absolute legend, make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button. But other than that, I will smell you later.